For years, women have fought hard to ensure that our generation had an equal place in the workforce.
And to all those women, we just want to say,
thank you. But also, f*** you.
Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again, and today we are taking a look at single women absolutely crashing out. Don't forget to drop a comment, make sure you subscribe if you are new here, and let's jump into it.
Where are the girls that are in their late 20s? They're not married, they're single, no fiance, no relationship, no kids. Like, that is literally all of my friends, and I just feel like an outlier. I don't know, I feel like there is not a place for me anywhere. Like, I'm literally sitting alone on my couch. I don't know, like, most of the time I'm okay, but sometimes that loneliness does creep in. Where are you guys at?
These women are not only lonely, they're also incredibly bored as well. That is a dangerous damn combo.
I just need to ask, what is the expectation for chivalry in 2026? The last 2 months, every time I get on a subway, all of the men are sitting, the women are standing. Even when it's not crowded and every seat is taken by a man, I'll be having my bag, my coffee, holding my dog. Nobody even bats an eye, looks up from their phone to offer me their seat. The only person that has done it recently was an elderly man, which obviously I did not allow him to give me his seat.
Women are not entitled to subway seats simply because they are women. That makes no sense at all.
I'm tired of people telling me that I'm good looking, talented, I have a great personality, and that everybody would be lucky to date me, and yet I'm still fucking single. I'm tired of people telling me to put myself out there when I've put myself out there so many times and nothing ever works out for me. It just ends up being super awkward, or they ghost me, or I get heartbroken. I'm tired of people telling me to go on different dating apps when I've tried literally every dating app on the market and it's always the same shit. Guys only ever want to have sex or hook up. It's very rare to find someone that wants to go on a date with me, and then if I do go on a date with them and then they realize that I don't want to have sex with them right off the bat, they stop talking to me and they completely ignore me and do a whole 180 and act like they hate me since the moment that they met me on the stupid app. And then if I go with women, most of them don't even talk, and the ones that do talk give me very dry conversations.
If she's done all of those things and never found a man, then she is clearly the problem. Any woman who complains about not finding a man, guys, just know they have it on easy mode and there is something they are not telling you.
I just want a man who just wakes up and says, "What you doing today? You got plans tonight? All right. Well, I would love for you to accompany me in some dinner. I would love to take you out." What the so hard about that? I don't think we're understanding as a generation that we're not no little kids anymore. This is how linking up to just go do whatever is high school shit, college shit. Just let's go get this eat and let's just walk around. We are grown. Some people we know have babies. Some people we know are married. Some people have their own place. Some people are doing big things. We are on our way to our 30s.
Men will start acting like adults the day that modern women stop acting childish.
Hey, you used to go to the club and pad that goddamn number out like you're a strip club. That. Shit, you go to the club now, you leaving whatever number you wrote down. Ain't nobody ask you for your number. Ain't nobody ask you for your Instagram. Ain't nobody ask you for nothing. It ain't nothing but a bunch of women. It ain't nothing. It's a vibe. I vibe with men. I don't vibe with women. Shit, this ain't my type of party. You should have told me this and put this shit on the flyer and said women only, and I would have went to another party. You know what I'm saying? I want some co-ed shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no women's only party. Hey fellas, where you at?
Men aren't going to those places because they don't want to hang out with post-war women. It really is that simple.
No men in sight. None.
Wow.
None. I promise you. I will overlay a video. There were I could not see one man outside of the people servicing tables at this place. So eventually I get the courage to go sit down with a group of girls at a table, and I'm like, yo, what are things that? Like, where are they? I know I'm late. Like, is there some sort of game going on where the men are in one room and the women are in another room? They were like, "Oh, girl, you just got here. You must not have heard." I'm like, what's going on? They're like, basically, about an hour ago, she came downstairs, took all the men, 10. Keep in mind, there's like 85 women and 10 men. She got the 10 men to choose the women that they wanted to come upstairs with them. So the 10 men out of 85 women chose 10 women to take upstairs.
She should feel lucky that even 10 men showed up to that event. That's a very high number, and actually, I'm surprised. That's probably a success, if anything.
That's where they did the speed dating upstairs, while everybody else was downstairs looking at each other. Everybody was on their phones. Everybody was looking around like, what the hell is this? I have never been so uncomfortable in my entire life. The mismanagement, I don't even know where to start. This was a ticketed event. So the event owners knew, hey, we have 85 women RSVP'd and only 10 men. They knew that this was a problem going into the event. This was not a surprise.
Dating event organizers aren't making a lot of money, so of course they're going to keep it.
Here there would be like a level of disparity between the number of men and women because speed dating tends to attract women and not necessarily men. So when one girl came downstairs from the 10-person thing, we were all like, girl, what's going on up there? She was like, oh, none of them are my type, so I just walked out. And they were like, well, we're going to have to replace you. She was like, go ahead. Like, I don't want to be up here. I was like, well, what were the guys like? Are they cute? She was like, girl, they're all underneath 5'9". She's like, and I'm 5'8", so I really only talk to men that are 6'2". Here we go. I was like, point blank, period.
Even when they are desperate, they still feel the need to be way too picky with what's available.
I'm 5'9", so I'm the same way. Like, I really only talk to people above 6 feet.
Crazy.
So she was like, no, every single person was short. It didn't make sense for me. This entire, like, way that they're doing this isn't, like, interesting to me at all. So everyone was just sitting around waiting for the men to come downstairs so that they could have a chance to talk to them, I guess. I was not going to be one of those people sitting and waiting. I mean, what am I supposed to do when they come downstairs? Bum rush them? Especially after you've told me they're all pretty much below 5'9"?
Even if the dudes were over 6 foot, they would still find a reason to be disgusted with them anyway. Like, as a dude, you just have to hit so many nonsensical metrics that a lot of guys just say, screw it. You know, you've got millionaires who are like, yeah, I'm just not really interested. You've got dudes who are like 6'3". Yeah, I'm not really interested. These women are just way out of line.
I'm out of here. I stayed for 17 minutes and then I left. Like, after that, I had nothing to say. The cool part about it is 2 people, though, they had seen my previous TikTok, so your girl felt a little viral. Slightly embarrassing, but also fine.
What makes this hilarious is how she paid money for her own humiliation ritual, by the way.
Can 2026 and ongoing bring back men that are secure, men that are protectors, men that are providers, men that don't mind being men that don't mind being the leader? Because if you lead the proper way, a woman is going to follow you. There is no man without a woman. A woman is a man's backbone. But because men don't know how to lead, and women are forced to be masculine because we're doing every single thing. We're the providers, we're the doctors, we're the nurses, we're the teachers. We have to show up even when we don't feel like it.
Nobody forced women to become masculine at all. They made that choice all on their own. In fact, they wanted to do it, right? They wanted to believe the feminist brainwashing. They wanted to become men. And now look where that's landed them. They have to, work until they're 70. Good luck.
Zero shade, but why don't men ask women out anymore? Like, the guys that I'm meeting, matching with on Hinge and everything else, they're pen paling me. Like, asking me the most absurd questions that I know they don't care the answer to. But, like, why don't you just ask me to hang out, and then we'll see if we actually have chemistry and go from there? Why are you asking me what I did today, and then not planning a date? Please, a straight man in the comments, answer. I'm so frustrated. Like, I don't know what to do. Help.
If she's really that frustrated, she could plan a date. She simply doesn't want to.
Here's the thing. Girls love to complain about how guys don't make the first move anymore, whether that's in person, on Cuffed, on Raya, the gym, whatever. Men are not approaching women anymore the way that they used to once upon a time. But then I see these girls when men do approach them, and if they don't think they're cute, these girls are so mean sometimes. And I'm not saying you have to give your number out to every man that approaches you, but if you want men to be more comfortable going up to women, at least be nice, give them the time of day for like 0.7 seconds before letting the conversation die down, and boost the morale, boost the collective, because
They will never do that because the idea of boosting a man's confidence absolutely disgusts them.
It's a systemic issue of men not having the confidence to go up to women anymore, but I don't blame them, because when they finally have the courage to, their ego gets stomped, which I'm not above stomping some man egos around here, but like, it's just not always warranted. You can be nice.
It's not enough to reject the guy anymore, apparently. They have to do it in the most hurtful way possible, and then they turn around and complain that men aren't approaching them. Like, think about that for a second.
Okay, so boom. Paying your own bills is the bare minimum. Whether you're a man or a woman, that is the bare minimum. Many women make it seem like men are the ones who should be financially responsible. While men should be financially responsible, women should too. We live in the age of equality. There are no excuses. When women want a man to pay their bills, it is about control. It is not about love. They want to turn the relationship into a transaction.
Modern women used to flex on paying for their own bills. Now they shame men for not paying their bills. What happened, guys? What happened to being strong and independent?
But nobody should ever have to pay someone's bills. All a woman is saying when she wants a man to pay her bills is that she has a big ego. A man should pay for dates. He should pay his own bills and be able to live on his own. But paying another person's bills makes it not about love anymore. Plus, if a man does get gaslighted into paying a woman's bills, all she will do is lose respect, attraction, and love for him. When you give someone what they want rather than what they need, they always lose respect.
It makes you wonder if a modern woman is even capable of respecting a man in general. It seems like less and less so these days, at the very least.
When you make it about transaction rather than love, they will lose respect, especially when you give in to the control. If a woman or anybody ever wants you to pay their bills in order to be in their life, then you must just walk away. It does not matter how much they gaslight you into feeling like you are less of a man, less of a person for not paying their bills. Paying your own bills is the bare minimum. If someone wants you to be financially responsible, make sure they are financially responsible too.
You'll never be able to shame a dude into paying someone else's bills. That is not a thing, and that is not how that works.
To the women that fought for our right to work, why? Why did you do that? I ask myself every night, why? Why do I have to work? I don't want to work. You don't want to work. Women don't want to work. Why?
Men tried to warn women about wanting to work, but they insisted on learning the hard way.
They're drafting women now for war. Okay, let it be known when the feminist movement was happening, I didn't support it. Because not a day, and you can screenshot this, send to the Times, baby, not a day did I support and want equal rights with men. No, I have always wanted more rights. Okay, favoritism, sprinkle, sprinkle. So the only army I'm serving in is the Lord's. Thank you, amen.
Feminists only want equality, supposedly, when it benefits them, right? Any other time, it's just unfair oppression.
Well, in case anybody was wondering, we fought for equal rights, equal opportunity, not equal roles. We did not want to become a man. Men still have to do what men must do.
Modern women didn't fight for anything. They just complained and made demands. Like, what even is this? Oh, we fought for this, we fought for that. No, you didn't, okay? You made like an Instagram post. Relax.
For years, women have fought hard to ensure that our generation had an equal place in the workforce.
And to all those women, we just want to say,
thank you. But also, f*** you. I am so tired.
Being a working woman sucks balls.
I work for a women's rights NGO. And every day I get letters from little girls saying, help me, I need an education. And I'm like, no, you don't. I had an education. You know what I need now? A nap.
They thought a career was going to be fun and freeing, but it is not. It's just work.
In my mother's day, they used to say that a woman's place was in the kitchen. And to that I say, why did that change? I work a 50-hour week in an architecture firm designing kitchens, and ironically, I can't find one night to cook a meal of my own. If I have to eat one more Tesco ready meal, I will lose it.
My mother raised me to be an independent woman. I don't want to do that. I want to marry a rich banker and go to brunch.
She wants to have a life of ease and riches, but won't do anything to deserve that treatment at all from a man.
I've tried to find him on Tinder, Happen, Hot Hunk, Soul Search. I made those last two up. No, literally. I made them. I work for a tech startup. And now I'm a high earner. At the end of every day, I'm expected to...
She's trying to say split the bill.
Even with all of her success and money, it still doesn't matter. She is still lonely and miserable. I've actually said this about women who make a lot of money quite a few times, but they actually screw themselves over because typically they're not going to be able to find a man who earns more than them.
I know we've already been talking about this for a long time, but like working really just feels so fucking unnatural. Like for 40 hours a week, someone else is telling you that you can't sleep, can't eat, you have to ask to go to the bathroom or like let someone know that you're going to the bathroom, and like you're just living under all these rules for 40 hours a week. That's crazy. That's the whole week. And you think like, oh, you have 8 hours on, you know, like 12 hours off. No, you don't.
Yes, that is how it works. Men have been doing it for centuries without complaining about it, mind you.
You come home at 5:30. If you want to go to the gym, you get home around like 7:30 if it's a quick workout. If you really fucking push it, it's like 8. Then you gotta cook dinner. Then you gotta clean up from working. And then you go to bed and wake up at what? 7, 6 so that you can go back to work for 8 hours a day and then have 2, maybe 3 hours to yourself afterwards. And I realize this is a conversation we've been having, but can we keep having it? Because like until something changes, this is fucked up. This is actually fucked up.
They're not talking about anything, they're just complaining about their jobs. It's not helpful whatsoever.
This year I'm asking Santa for a husband because I am sick of doing everything myself. I don't want to be independent no more. I'm in the trenches. I'm taking the bins out myself. I'm cooking for myself. I'm sick of it. I don't want money. I don't want fancy things. I just want to come home from a long day and my babes be like, I've got you. I've run your bath. I've got your wine ready. Boom. Crack my eggs. I'm happy.
In other words, she's tired of meeting the bare minimum requirements of being an adult. Absolutely classic.
Whoever said that living and working for your career and striving to be a boss babe, for my entire life, I was adamant on pursuing my career, and I've pursued my career. I've been able to live in some beautiful places in Argentina, in Colombia, in Mexico, in Spain, and now in Bali. And it is lonely as hell.
Of course it is lonely. She decided to chase after materialism instead of something deeper.
Like, I am living in this 2-bedroom villa, and I fucking would rather just have my babies and have a family. Like, I don't know what sort of brainwashing that social media and feminism has done so well to make me think that this was the dream.
The sad part is, feminism was such an obvious lie, but they fell for it hook, line, and sinker. If you would like to get early access to videos, weekly lectures, and case study breakdowns of human behavior, make sure you check out the members area link below in the video description. Otherwise, make sure to click on one of these videos on screen now if you enjoyed. Make sure you take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.